How to Humanize Your Brand 2021. We're all witnessing a dramatic shift, an evolution in how business is done, and marketing will never be the same. The it's not personal, it's business mentality clearly does not work anymore. And if you want your brand to reach out and capture the attention of today's ultra-discerning, fast-paced digital consumers, you're going to have to give them something very personal, your heart. Today, we're answering the question on every entrepreneur's mind: how do I humanize my brand? In this episode, I'm going to give you the top 4 ways to humanize your brand in 2021 so you can come out of nowhere and be an inspiration to millions. I love this topic because it cuts through the noise and gets right at the heart of brand building in today's digital marketplace. I can't wait to dive into this with you and give you some actionable tools that will help your brand come out of nowhere. And if you're like what we are doing here, go ahead right now and let us know by hitting that subscribe button. Okay, so no words like intimacy and vulnerability are not typically associated with business strategy, right? These are touchy-feely relationship words. Vulnerability in particularly actually has a negative connotation in business sometimes. It can imply weakness in the minds of many. Purchase decisions used to be product-driven, but now the decision to buy is about something a lot more intimate, a lot more vulnerable: our humanity. And the business unable to make this evolution, this change, this transformation, this upliftment alongside today's digital consumers, alongside society's upliftment, are steadily losing brand loyalty. Whatever business you are in, brand loyalty is your business plan. The decision to buy has always been emotional. Product promotion is no longer enough to stir us to take action. We are less product focused because we can now get virtually anything we need delivered to our doorstep within a day or two. The internet allows us to get closer to brands than ever before. We can read reviews by the hundreds and thousands. We can tag your brand in our posts. We can tweet about you. We can find out how brands are treating their employees, how they're using their profits, how they're impacting the environment. What today's consumer wants from a brand is an alignment of values, a reliable connection. To put it plainly, we want the brands we invite into our lives to feel like worthwhile relationships. So let's dive right into the top 4 ways to humanize your brand in 2021. They are: share your story, stay true to your word, support their journey, and show your gratitude. Now let's dive into each of these. Firstly, share your story. This is the thing. We don't trust like the perfect image anymore. No one's perfect. The evolution of this not trusting the perfect images, the projecting of an image of a perfection or achievable perfection can really make us feel suspicious, defensive, or even plain just bad about ourselves. Not really in the buying mood, right? We want brands that make us feel good about ourselves, even during a time of transition, and especially during a time of need, a time like this. Patagonia is a brand who has become an inspiration to millions because of their dedication to sustainable practices that protect the environment their community of outdoor enthusiasts love. But when you read their brand story, you discover 2 times that Patagonia realized their products were actually causing real damage to the ecosystem, instead of burying their mistake to maintain their pristine image that they had cultivated. They are transparent about their shortcomings, and they take responsibility, and they share their efforts that they made to correct their mistakes. A very important and often overlooked aspect of humanizing your brand is forgetting that humans are imperfect, and a huge part of the human experience is learning from mistakes. People don't want brands to be perfect. Expecting perfection from a relationship is unrealistic. What people really want is authenticity, accountability, and consistency. Those are the characteristics that build trust, loyalty, and long-lasting relationships. I'm sure you understand what I mean. The very first story your brand tells your audience comes directly from your brand's name, tagline, and logo. Aim to inspire in people one consistent emotion across all 3. So upon first glance, boom, they get an immediate feeling for who your brand is, what your brand stands for, and what it will likely never stand for. The average person sees about 5,000 ads a day and immediately deletes all memory of, get this, 99% of them. In today's digital world, there's just too much information flying around for people to remember everything they see and read. But they will remember how someone or something made them feel. What is the one emotion your brand wishes to inspire? That one emotion is the first spark that breathes human life into your brand. And that emotion needs to be consistent with the story being told across your name, tagline, and logo. That's the first hurdle any brand must clear when seeking to inspire people to join their community. Because your name, tagline, and logo are the first three things people encounter. It's called the blink test. Because every brand gets, get this, 2 to 3 seconds, like this, of a person's attention before they decide in a blink to delete or to dive in. The blink test is quite possibly the most relevant hurdle in today's brands and that everyone must face in the digital marketplace. So I've created an answer key and a masterclass for how to pass the blink test. If you want to check it out, it's free and I'll include it in the link in the description below. And I hope that serves you. The decision to buy is emotional, and storytelling is the most effective way to inspire emotion. Ever since we were children, we've been compelled to lean in and listen closely anytime someone says, "Let me tell you a story." And what we're really listening for, relatable human experiences, triumphs as well as failures, highs and lows, love and loss. We listen so intently because the testimony of others helps us to grow, helps us to heal, helps us to know we're not alone on this like roller coaster of life. Stories that connect and relate with us, stay with us, teach us, guide us. These are the stories that get locked in our hearts and minds, and they become the guiding light we return to again and again. Or you could say the guiding brand we return to again and again. Next we have stay true to your word. There's an old saying that goes, a good brand is a promise kept. I would take it a further step and say a great brand is a great promise kept over and over again. The truth about humanizing any brand is that you are the human behind your brand. It is your humanity, your heart, your love, your values, your ethics that will ultimately determine the way your brand is going to be perceived. It's easy to present a list of lofty values and ethics and say, this is my brand. But unless you yourself are bringing those values and ethics to life in your everyday interactions with people and using those values and ethics to guide your everyday decisions about how to react, how to respond, and inspire your brand culture through your own example to live through those values and ethics themselves, then all you have are words on a paper. The best part about being a leader is that everything that you do makes a difference. And the hardest part about being a leader is that everything you do makes a difference every single day. Remember, when seeking to humanize your brand, that you are shaping more than just a concept of how you want your brand to be perceived. You are creating a way of life for yourself, for your staff, and for the people that are beneficiaries of your brand. You are becoming the living embodiment of how good life can be with your brand. Staying true to your word means you take those values and ethics off the page and you live into them every day yourself. Only your heart can give your brand heart, and only your authenticity can make your brand authentic. Which brings us to support their journey. This one is all about listening. Every dollar your brand makes is going to come from listening. And it's never too early to start listening and getting to know your audience best. The brand that knows them best is the brand that wins brand loyalty. When deciding on a purchase, your audience encounters several obstacles to buy. The most common obstacles are time, money, ability, and peer pressure. Which of these obstacles to buy is the one your ideal individuals encounter the most? And how can your brand support their journey? The relationships in our lives that we cherish the most are the ones that people feel really seen in. Feel that they're really heard, really understood. The people who understand our hearts and our minds, even the conflicts within our hearts and our minds, and stand by us, even when we're not at our best, especially when we're not at our best. To humanize your brand, you must value every vulnerability. Support your audience from where they are today. Let them know they are where they belong, and every step of the way, continue to encourage them to move towards the greater future you promised by your brand. And finally, we have show your gratitude. In relationships, it's so important to express the gratitude and show your appreciation. People want to feel valued by those closest to them. As a brand, this approach to having relationships is especially potent, win-win for your customers and your brand because it creates an exchange of emotional currency. Neurological studies have actually confirmed that gratitude is the most potent emotion for stimulating the reward center of our brains. And further studies have concluded that the success or failure of a relationship can be directly traced back to the amount of gratitude and appreciation the couple express for each other. Gratitude is one of the most nuanced and exalting human emotions that we exist and that we are capable of. And showing gratitude to someone elevates your connection, warms the heart, and infuses your relationship with a sense of purpose. There are many ways a brand can show gratitude: by making donation to causes that are near and dear to your customers' hearts, by using social media to connect with people directly, by celebrating members of your team, celebrating members of your customer base, having fun contests and giveaways, having outstanding customer service, offering special promotions to return customers, and by getting out and doing good in the world in the name of those that support your brand. People helping people. That's the essence of humanity. And you have the power to give your customers that feeling that they are doing good in this world every time they support your brand. That is an exchange of higher order, greater than can be measured in dollars and cents. And the result is brand loyalty. Win-win. So let's recap quickly. The 4 ways to humanize your brand in 2021 are: share your story, stay true to your word, support their journey, and show your gratitude. It's important to identify the one emotion you want your brand to inspire in your ideal individuals. And I've been thinking about making a video for you that goes more in depth on how a brand can clearly name and embody that one all-important emotion. If you'd be into that, just write #naming in the comments below. In the meantime, go through the 4 ways and brainstorm a new way your brand can either share your story, stay true to your word, support their journey, or show your gratitude. Choose one and act on it today, even if it's just a one-on-one heartfelt interaction on social media. Thank you so much for joining me today. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and click that bell so that way you won't miss a single thing. I release new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Treat this as your masterclass in becoming an inspiration to millions with branding. And as always, the way to become an inspiration to millions starts with our mantra: love what you do and love how you do it. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on a single thing. Subscribe below. And here's something else I think you'll love.